Brett never came by, did he? Yeah, we're good. We're live. Oh, yeah.
And we welcome you back inside the Redeemer Athletic Center here for the second game of our doubleheader. Redeemer Royals basketball taking on the Sheridan Bruins. If you were joining us for the women's game, you saw Redeemer get their second win of the season. Meanwhile, the men's team taking on the same Bruins today as well. My name's Will Dykstra, joined by Jared Meyer here in the booth. We've also got men's varsity player Ty Story in with us as well. Ty, great to have you with us today, and looking forward to a great game.
Thanks for having me.
So Redeemer fell to Sheridan in the first semester by a score of 125 to 80. It was a tough going for the Royals as they gave up a pretty significant 77 points in the first half. It was not a great defensive showing, but Redeemer has had a little bit of a recovery on that side of things, and they're taking on a Sheridan Bruins team that's the most aggressive, I would say, arguably, in the OCAA. They lead the league in forced turnovers. A lot of things that we'll get to in a moment. We will step aside briefly for the national anthems and be back in just a moment. And so back here at Redeemer, big important game for Redeemer as they sit at 2-9. Sheridan comes into this game with a winning record at 6-4. Redeemer's last game came on Wednesday against the Conestoga Condors. The return of Armin Fazlalapur was felt in that one as he had 30 points in the loss. Ty, what's it like having Armin back in the game? Of course, he's a seasoned veteran with this Redeemer team, and certainly someone that you like to have back on the roster.
Yeah, Armin is great. He provides a lot on the defensive end that we didn't have, a little bit of length, and he's so athletic and can just block all the shots that go up. He's super awesome on the help side, and it just really helps to have him there with us.
And definitely a presence on the rebounding side as well, you'd want to think. And that rebounding ability is going to be needed. We were looking at this before the game. Sheridan is the OCAA leader in offensive rebounds gained per game, whereas Redeemer gives up the third most, offensive rebounds per game. In addition to that, we're expecting to see Sheridan play their signature 3-2 high press, something that certainly would have been looked at in practice this week when speaking with the Redeemer coaching staff. But Sheridan forces more turnovers than any other team in the OCAA, whereas Redeemer is bottom three in turnovers given up per game. So certainly something else to watch out for. Ty, anything else that we should be looking at as we prepare to get going here?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to be aggressive. We're going to have to shoot the three ball well. They play a nice zone. Our press break has to be excellent. If we don't start off well in that category, it's going to be a tough game for us to claw our way back into. So we need an aggressive offense, and we have to shoot the three ball well today.
Starting lineups for Redeemer in this game. we're going to see Jack Narula get his first start. That's going to be the key thing to mention. I was talking with Coach Brown early before the game. Highlighted that Jack was the last player to join this Redeemer team, and here he is starting in his first game of the year, the first home game back from the semester break. So we are set to go here. We're going to see Redeemer moving from right to left, Fazellapur to take the tip off, whereas for Sheridan, we're going to see number 33, and that's going to be Tosin Shadari taking the tip off for Sheridan. Set to go here at Redeemer. The ball's in the air. Fazellapur gets his hand on the tip, but it's controlled by Travis Clouden, and we are underway. Jeremiah Della Foresta guarding Clouden, and he will give it up to Dennis. Dennis swings it across to Davidson. Naheem Davidson kicks it across, and now a drive on the right-hand side, and Barbosa playing good defense there on Shakir Yakubu. We'll get more about Yakubu in a second, but an opening possession turnover by the Bruins, and Redeemer has a stop on the first possession. And there is that full court 3-2 press. Barbosa and Thackeray in the backcourt. Narula playing down the middle as the pivot man. Here's Della Foresta on the triple to start the game. Off the back rim. Rebounded here by Sheridan. And now quickly the other way goes Yakubu. Yakubu trying to drive on Barbosa. Gives it up. And now a quick swing across the court. Clouden to Tyrell Dennis. And here's Yakubu. The swing to Clouden guarded by Narula. 10 on the shot clock. Clouden going right. Good defense by Narula. Gets inside. The fading jumper no good. Barbosa got his hands on the rebound. It was taken away for a minute by Tosin Shadari, but it'll go out of bounds off of the Bruins. Redeemer comes away with possession. And it's a little bit of a 2-2-1 here. Narula gets the entry pass on the inside. A nice press break there, the first two. Thackeray kicks into the corner for Della Foresta. Inside to Narula, high post. Guarded by Shadari. Nice pass underneath. Della Foresta doesn't go up with it at first. The high shot off the backboard's no good. Rebounded by Shadari. So 2 empty possessions by both teams. 1 minute gone by in the first quarter. Sheridan slowing things down. Redeemers looked okay on the press break. Here is Naheem Davidson looking for his man. Clouden being cut off by Della Foresta on that interior cut. Here's the step back 3. Thackeray stays down. Clouden with a fading jumper off the cut. Doesn't get anything. Fazellapur with the rebound, and he was fouled while in the air. Shadari trying to plead his case. The first foul of the game called on the Bruins. And you like that start there offensively to break this press. We're seeing a bit of a 2-2-1 look.
Yeah, but a nice play by Redeemer last time to find Jack Narula straight off the inbound. He just, with one pass took a couple of guys out of the play and was able to get it across half court really easily.
And that's one of those locations that's typically very open. We see it again here. Narula with the interior pass gets it. The 3 from the corner, no good. Unable to catch the rim. Rebounded. Here comes Davidson quickly in the full court. Thackeray gets a hand on it. It's a steal. And another turnover for the Bruins. And Redeemer quickly the other way. Here's Barbosa. Fazellapur in support. Fazellapur kicks it inside. He gave a nice pass, but he shuffled his feet before he could make it. And Armin Fazellapur called on the travel. So a turnover for Redeemer. An unforced error, perhaps. Not caused by that press. Redeemer showing a little bit of pressure in the front court themselves. Thackeray guarding Tyrell Dennis. Sending it players through. Shadari, that high post screener, setting some off-ball screens. This is Dennis on the right-hand side. Kicks it across. 3-point shot on the way from Davidson. No good. Clouden gets the offensive board. Blocked from behind by Della Foresta. Gets it again, and that layup is short. But a foul is called on the second putback, and that'll be called on Fazellapur, his first of the game. Not a player you'd want to see get into foul trouble.
Yeah, and we're looking at our first 2 minutes gone in this game, still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Only now from the free throw line are we getting the chance to see some points on the board, but still no score from open play.
Clouden knocks down the first. He is second on the Sheridan Bruins in terms of scoring averages, 15.6 points per game. The fourth-year guard. He's been a real solid player for these Bruins for many years. And now the other way, there's a kick 3-pointer from Della Foresta. Can't get it. Narula tried to get the board. Fazellapur came in. Fortunate not to be called on the foul. Sheridan trying to push. Here's Clouden. Extra reverse pass. Stays in bounds. Della Foresta. Good defending on Davidson. High post pass. This is Yakubu. He's yet to find his mark on the board. Clouden for 3. Short. Good box out from Narula, but it's still gathered there by Shadari. but he can't finish. He's frustrated behind the play. Barbosa being called on to push. He will drive with his left hand and gives it away. And a turnover from Barbosa. Ball's on the ground here. Clouden has control of it. Jerry gets his hands in there as well. That's Della Foresta. And it'll stay Redeemer basketball with the possession arrow. But Barbosa driving into a bit of a pack there. Gives it away. So we'll stay 1-0 the score. The single free throw being scored by Travis Clouden 2 possessions prior. We're already 2:50 into this first quarter.
And we've got one of the rarest scores in basketball is a 1-0 start. The only thing maybe rarer than it is a 1-1 start.
Indeed. We got a bit of moisture on the floor, so hence the delay. But Redeemer's going to have a baseline out of bounds. Barbosa will inbound. Fazelapour playing down low will get the interior pass. He'll go up with the 2 right away, and that's a rhythm jumper for Armin Fazelapour, who breaks the ice for the Royals, and they have a 1-point lead. And here's Clouden on the right-hand side, guarded by Narula, waiting for the play to develop. That's a nice leave inside, but the layup does not go for Shadari after the pass from Yakubu. Redeemer trying to push. Fazelapour splitting the defenders and gives it away. I thought he might have been fouled there, but no call, as multiple Sheridan defenders had their hands in there. So it'll be a turnover for Redeemer. Oh, no, not a turnover. It will be an inbounds play here again. Inbounded to Cole Arnold, who's into the game for Redeemer. The kick-out pass from Fazelapour to Barbosa. Drives left hand. Help comes. Nice cut from Narula. Gets inside and puts it in. Off the backboard. What a finish for Narula. His first field goal attempt. And it's 4-1 for Redeemer. 6:30 to go in the first quarter. The answer 3, no good. From Shakir Yakubu, no good. He can't knock it down. So Redeemer pulling down the boards. Narula's got a nice bucket there on the previous possession. We'll see what they can do in the half court here. Barbosa will give it off to Cole Arnold. Fazelapour in the high post. They'll run a high-low. Here's a 3 from Barbosa off the swing. No good. Rebounded. A bit of a battle for it. Narula picks it up and puts it in. What a bucket from Jack Narula. Comes up with the steal and puts in the layup. Narula's got a 4-0 run of his own in his first career start with Redeemer. Ty, how about that from a rookie player?
Jack's always been one of the most aggressive guys on the team. He's a bit of a smaller big, so he's forced to play aggressively, and play like that, you can really see his effort and his tenacity.
And that's something I don't think anyone's really doubted since he's come on in this Redeemer squad, but great to see him get it here in the spotlight, and he's going to stay on the court here. So a foul was called on the transition play. Clouden was driving. He will earn his second trip to the line, Clouden responsible for the sole Sheridan point on the scoreboard. And we talk about Narula, right? He averages, coming into this game, he's averaged 16 minutes, under 20 minutes a game, but he's been very efficient. Some pretty good offensive numbers, 3.8 points per game. He's already got 4 in this one. So we'll, of course he's being called on to produce more, but also something that we think he's up for, and he'll be needing to box out here on Edward Leo, the point guard. So Clouden 0 for 1 on his first attempt. And the second one does go. So 6-2, Redeemer leads, 5:47 to go. Jason Oswomo will inbound here. He'll take his time to inbound the ball, waiting for his teammates to get set. So it's a 1-2-1 diamond press here with one man in the back. Narula coming up to be the back, and now we got a 2-on-1. Here's King Stewart into the game for Redeemer. The transition 3, Cole Arnold bounces around, no good. And a tussle for the rebound. The big Tosin Shadari gets it, and he'll kick it out quickly. Here's Liu. And now Clouden, guarded by Narula, makes the jabs up to his right, drives left, kicks it out. Liu, guarded by Gabe Della Foresta. He'll take it right back out. 12 on the shot clock now. Sheridan going to try and reverse it to the right-hand side. This is Yakubu against Oswomo. Good defending. He'll have to fade to his right. No good. The rebound by Clouden. He'll put it up, and he is fouled and puts it in. So a second chance bucket from Travis Clouden off the miss from Yakubu, who's been swarmed by the Redeemer defense to start this game. And Clouden, one of the keys to the game we talked about, securing those defensive boards, and Travis Clouden able to take advantage on the offensive side. And just like that, gentlemen, we see Armin Fazelapour check right back into the game.
Now I know Ty mentioned before the game that handling the press well is going to be a key to getting out of the first quarter well for Redeemer, and they've done that well so far, but it seems like Clouden is giving Redeemer a bit of a one-man problem so far, as that's someone to look out for defensively for the Royals.
And that's not where you want to inbound the ball, but Armin's able to get out of it. Arnold controls the reverse pass. It's kicked around the outside. Gabe with the extra to Suomo. Suomo driving with his left. That's his strong side. Puts it up off the backboard. No good. Redeemer's got to get bodies back. Sheridan has a 3-on-2. Skip pass to Yakubu. Makes a spin. Puts it up with the left hand. Rolls out. Rebounded again by the Bruins with Shadari. Kicks it out to Liu. And now another shot clock here. 10 to shoot. Clouden will try his luck from 3. Time to get his feet underneath him. No good. And another board from Shadari, who's been all over the offensive glass. Gives Sheridan another chance. Here's Clouden, guarded by King Stewart. The backdoor cut finds Liu. Can't roll it in. Shadari on the putback. No good. Redeemer controls it at 2-on-1. Here's Arnold. Throws it up. King Stewart coming in from behind. Tipped in from Jason Suomo. And a transition bucket on the 2-on-1 gives Redeemer a 3-point lead. 4:10 to go. Redeemer leads 8-5. Here is Clouden on King Stewart again. This time he pulls up from the left hash. No good. Rebounded by Shadari. He's got to get focused on if you're Redeemer. A foul is called. And this might be, gentlemen, the second on Armin Fazellapur with just 6 minutes gone by in quarter number 1. And so we look at the field goals in this first quarter so far. Redeemer's 4 of 13. They've converted on a couple. Sheridan's 1 of 17, gentlemen. And a lot of those coming on second chance opportunities. We talked about this before the game, being able to keep Sheridan off the glass. It hasn't been a success. 7 offensive rebounds so far in this quarter for Sheridan. And it's turned into pretty much all of their points. Shadari has 8 of those rebounds in just 1 quarter. But he's unable to knock down the first free throw. And the second also no good. Narula got his hand on it. It was tipped out by Liu. So Redeemer gets off the hook with that board, but it will give Sheridan a chance to set up their press. They're going to bring in number 11. That's going to be Cole Miller into the game, as well as the backup big Sukraj Kong, who we saw warming up before the game. He's a big presence for this Bruins team. Inbound pass to Cole Arnold. Trap comes. Miller setting it. And a nice dish pass to Del Foresta, but he can't control it as it got away from him. And so Sheridan successfully forcing the turnover there, as Jerry had to lean out towards his left to keep that in bounds and just couldn't do it. And so an inbounds here. This is going to be Aljin Billerun, who's getting his first action of the game. Kick pass to Cloud, and Liu had to take it off of the cut and knocks it down from about 10 feet out. A nice bucket there. Here's Narula on the press break, and a foul as Clouden came in from behind. And Jack secures it nicely. And that might have actually been to Sheridan's advantage to get called for the foul there, because Redeemer had a 2-on-1 the other way. And when you're attacking this press tie, are you really focusing on that middle pass? Because it seems like Redeemer's gone to that a number of times.
Yeah, the middle pass just blows up the press. To get the ball there, the outlet passes become way easier. You need to get the ball into the center of the court, and it just opens up the game for the rest of the team.
For sure. And now here is Gabe Delafrest. He'll kick it back inside. Narula's got Sukraj Khan guarding him. Barbosa into the game. Pulls up for 2 from the left hash. No good. Rebounded there from Clouden. Clouden looking to push. He will dish it off. Down the middle of the court come the Bruins. Guarding by Cole Arnold. That is, wow, a nice bucket there. Billeron dribbled about 15 times, but was able to get into the key and puts it in for 2. Arnold's going to be called on the hold foul. The basket will count. Sheridan takes the lead 9-8. Arnold's going to come out of the game. And Billeron will shoot 1 more.
And that's Redeemer in the penalty, as we see already, still with 3 minutes left in this first quarter.
Sheridan, though, struggling a little bit from the charity stripe. 3 for 8 to start this game. Barbosa feeling the pressure. There's a turnover in the full court. Clouden fighting his way inside. Good defending there from Narula. It'll go out of bounds off of Barbosa. So Clouden causing all kinds of problems here. That's the first time we've really seen Redeemer turn it over in the backcourt. Sheridan turning up the pressure a little bit. Off the inbound comes Clouden. He's fouled. And Jerry's going to pick up his first of the game here. And it looked like Clouden was able to sneak behind, coming from the right elbow. As the screener action was happening on the near side, Clouden gets in from behind all that and catches Jerry with his back turned. And Clouden will have 2 shots from the line when we come back. Timeout called by the Royals.
At this time, we'd like to remind you that tonight's Redeemer Royals basketball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. Visit finnpools.ca to learn more or to start your next pool project today. That's finnpools.ca to learn more. Thank you to Finn Pools for supporting Redeemer Royals Athletics.
And so Redeemer comes into this game, gentlemen, after a tough defeat on the road on Wednesday to the Conestoga Condors. Some key highlights of that game, Armin Fizelapour, as we mentioned, had 31 points on the game, 13 of 20 shooting. Incredibly efficient, but it ultimately was some late second half turnovers, 14 turnovers fully in the game, and Conestoga was able to pull away. Conestoga moving to 5-6 is one of the teams that Redeemer has a win against on the year. Unfortunately for them, in terms of tiebreakers, it won't make much of a difference given that Conestoga now has a 5-6 record to Redeemer's 2-9. But of course, no time like the present to start a bit of a late season run. Clouden good on both, so 11-8 the score in favor of the Bruins. Barbosa looking for an inbounds pass. This 1-2-2 press. The trap comes in the dead ball spot, and fortunately for Redeemer, Cole Miller stepped out of bounds. And that is not the spot you want to be inbounding the ball to if you're a Redeemer. Barbosa will inbound again. They're going to put Sukraj Kong at the back of the press. Aggressive pressure on the ball by Edward Lee with the 2 guards up front. Jerry comes all the way down to get that pass. Now Redeemer breaks the press well. They got a 2-on-1 the other way. Skip pass to Ona. Ona goes up strong and puts it in over top of Kang. And there's a great transition bucket as Redeemer attacks the press with aggression and conviction. And they are back on the board. Down by 1. 2:40 to go. Quarter number 1. Here is Cloud on the right-hand side. He's played the entirety of the first quarter minutes. A nice dish inside. Miller gets to the rim. No good. Rebounded by the incoming Billeron, who's got it now. He'll go up for 2 over Elijah Ona. No good. Rebounded there. Pressure being applied by Clouden. It goes off of Clouden. And Barbosa, who was coming in to get the rebound, will instead inbound from his own baseline. So another opportunity to set up the press. This looking like more of a box and one. We're seeing multiple different presses being thrown at Redeemer right now. Here's Ona. Keeps that pivot foot down, but he goes down. He slips. Turnover. Here comes Billeron. Attacks the rim. Barbosa leans out of the charge at the last second, and it'll be another bucket for Sheridan following the turnover. The press starting to become a factor here. Here's Ona. Skip pass. Gets it across to Gabe. They'll break the press now. Gabe attacking Clouden. Stumbles with it, gets it to Narula, puts it up for 2 with the left hand, no good. Trying to get it over Kang, couldn't do it. Sheridan trying to attack, no numbers. Billeron will go against Ona. Euro steps inside with the right hand and puts it in with the floater. A tough bucket there for Aljan Billeron. He's got 5 points in the game. So Redeemer down by 5. Minute 35 to go. Ona attacking strongly. Gives it to Gabe Della Foresta, no good. Rebounded by the Bruins. Here is Clouden. Gabe frustrated at the lack of a call. And he'll have to guard the ball now on Billeron, the backup point guard. Gives it across the court to Liu. Clouden coming in off the jam cut. And Liu will keep it now. Guarded by Jerry. He will step off of Jerry. Puts it up for 2, and another tough jumper goes down for the Bruins, who are on a 6-0 run. Swinging across now. Narula breaks the press well, gets that pivot. Here comes Ona, trying to attack, skips it out. Extra pass, Gabe Della Foresta for 3, and that one is short. Rebound is in the air. Battle for it on the ground right now. It's loose. It's picked up by Billeron, and Sheridan have numbers forward, but Barbosa comes up with it. Redeemer now with numbers forward. Barbosa leaves it off to Ona, who puts it off the glass, and in for 2, his second bucket of the game. And we've got a turnover on the other side. So enough pressure being applied by the Royals following the bucket, and the inbounder for the Bruins stepped on the line. So a dead ball turnover for the Bruins. Redeemer coming up with a couple of transition looks. And it's a 5-point game, 35 seconds to go. A chance for a 2-for-1 for the Royals. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. Cole Arnold back into the game, along with number 9. That's Caden King-Stewart, who we're going to see in for his second stint of this first quarter. And for Sheridan, we're going to see Davidson back in the game in place of Edward Liu. So 14 seconds on the shot clock. Barbosa to inbound. He'll give it to King-Stewart. The handoff to Barbosa. A quick shot on the 2-point range. No good. King-Stewart got a hand on the rebound. That was a deep 2 from Barbosa off the back of the rim. And here comes Terrell Dennis the other way. 23 seconds on the shot clock. 4-second differential. Game clock, shot clock. On the far side is Dyson Rose. A swing across the court. Back to Dennis. Dennis attacking on Del Foresta. And a foul's called. And it's an offensive foul on the Bruins, and that's going to be the first foul of the game, called on number 11, Cole Miller. And oftentimes, Ty, especially when you're going against aggressive bigs, there can be those instances where those fouls get called off the ball, and there's an example of one right there.
Definitely something we got to keep a look for, as our bigs are in foul trouble at the moment. Our Mead having 2 right now is a huge hit for our team. With myself and Ben out, we are struggling with the lack of size, so to keep our bigs in the game today is going to be a crucial component, especially with Sheridan's monstrous size.
For sure. And Narula has done a good job of providing a little bit of depth in that category. We got 5 seconds on the game clock. Arnold will inbound, looking for a man inside. That's going to be King-Stewart, who is going to get the foul called. Kang came over and was unable to play clean defense. So King-Stewart going to the line, 3 seconds on the game clock. Redeemer trailing by 5 points. They've managed to be a little bit more present defensively than they were in the first quarter against Sheridan back in November, when they gave up 39 points. So certainly a better performance defensively. The first free throw by King-Stewart, however, left a little bit to be desired, so he'll have a chance to knock down the second here. And you got to be careful and aware of the quick outlet for Sheridan. The second one does roll. 3 seconds to go. Inbounded quickly to Davidson. Redeemer cannot foul, and that is done well by Barbosa. So the first period of play, the first quarter, comes to a close. Redeemer trails the Sheridan Bruins 17-13 in a solid half. Travis Clouden leads the Sheridan Bruins and all scorers with 9 points. Meanwhile, for Redeemer, it's Elijah Ona and Jack Narula with 4 points each. 2 first-years lead the scoring for the Royals. The key differentiator, though, in this one, gentlemen, Sheridan with 9 offensive rebounds to Redeemer's 1, and second chance points 6-2. So that will certainly be something to look out for. Any thoughts on this first quarter?
Yeah, definitely. I think our rebounding needs to be better. As you saw in that first quarter, we just got dominated on the glass. I think, luckily, Sheridan has been lackluster with those opportunities, but I think if we continue to give them those opportunities, we're going to fall behind very quickly here. So we need to start boxing out and get on that glass.
Yeah, I think it's a point, especially, Will, as you mentioned, the point total from the first quarter that Sheridan scored last time in this fixture was like 38, 39 points. I think Redeemer had held Sheridan to somewhere around like the 6 to 8 point mark halfway through the quarter, and I think that's really important just as an early game example that they can do that they can lock in for that part of a game, even to start the game, which sometimes Redeemer has historically given up a run to start the game, but the fact that they were able to have a really good defensive half of the first quarter, I think can reinforce some good things going forward.
And I think a lot of that is a good point, knowing that Redeemer didn't really start giving up points until that press really got to them. So they were able to have a bit of a lull kind of in the midway point with 3 minutes to go, and then they ended up breaking the press a few times. Attacking the press seems to be, turning good defense into good offense for the Royals as they attack that press aggressively rather than just trying to break it. I think that's kind of the mantra that leads to success against this Bruins team.
Exactly. And just before we get to the second quarter, Redeemer Royals basketball would like to thank Wes Skillstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity, and trust Wes Skillstra of Remax Escarpment Realty. We thank you as always, Wes, for your support of Redeemer Royals Athletics.
So second quarter underway here. Fazellaport is back in the game, and he's going to force a turnover just 7 seconds into period number 2. Redeemer forcing that turnaround, and Cole Arnold will get the inbound here, skips it across to Jeremiah Del Foresta, the looping pass with the right hand. Here's Narula back in the game, pivoting at the top of the key. That pass, looking for Jerry's, tipped out of bounds by Dyson Rose, the first-year forward for the Sheridan Bruins. And so Redeemer is sideline out of bounds with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Barbosa to inbound is an easy inbound to Arnold as they try and set things up. A high screen coming from Narula. Barbosa will give it back to Arnold. 7 on the shot clock. Arnold skips it inside. Fazellaport gets inside and puts it in for 2. He sneaks underneath into the Gretzky spot, and the defense loses him, and a nice pass to locate him by Barbosa. And Fazzellaport's got himself on the board here in the second quarter.
It was Cole Arnold with the dish, I think, inside to Fazellaport.
Yeah, and it was an aggressive one, too. He puts it in, and Fazellaport got lost behind the defense there. Here's Dennis getting inside, fakes the first shot. Here's Miller. They got to put up a shot. 1 second on the shot clock, and that will be a violation on the Bruins as Redeemer is able to bring that down all the way, and Cole Miller either didn't see it or just couldn't get a shot he wanted. And so 2 turnovers to start this half forced by the Royals. And so a sideline out of bounds play here might change the press that Sheridan looks to bring. And indeed, we're going to see a change in personnel. A 1-for-1 switch, big to big. Sukraj Khan coming out of the game. Tosan Shadari into the game, the one who started this game. And I mean, on the topic of Shadari, he's got 8 rebounds in this one. And now Redeemer trying to push forward, almost a 3-on-1 opportunity. Della Foresta attacking off the press, gets inside. Right-handed finish won't go. A good opportunity against that press. Dyson Rose will attack. A quick trigger the opposite way goes. And that's a 3-pointer on the board for Tyrell Dennis. And now over the top the other way goes Redeemer. And a turnover. And that's a tough break for the Royals as it looked like they had a man advantage, but Sheridan able to speed things up enough to force a bit of a bad pass there by Jerry. He'll be upset with himself about that one. So a 5-point spread here. Sheridan leads 20-15. The Dennis will hand it off on the right-hand side. The entry pass looking for Naheem Davidson, and that one is a bit too far from Rose. So another turnover. 3 turnovers to start this second quarter. A minute and a half gone by here. And Redeemer will have to inbound again. Skip past Fazellaport to Arnold. Narula on the inside being guarded by Rose. Arnold controls the ball, gives it off to Fazellaport, fakes the shot, gives it off to Gabe in the corner. Interior cut by Fazellaport. Got hit there, and Fazellaport shaken up a little bit, but the foul is called. So Fazellaport, I think, is going to be okay. It's the first foul of the quarter, and we'll see who it's called on here. And it will be Miller. And for Miller, it'll be his 3rd foul of the game. So he's going to stay out there. An interesting decision here by the Sheridan coaching staff as it's another off-ball foul for Miller. Inbound play here. Barbosa gives it to Narula on the seal, who fakes the pass to the outside, goes up, but it's blocked. And Shadari got his hand on it. Sheridan trying to push the other way. No numbers forward for Davidson. He'll still try to attack Cole Arnold. Gets inside on the right-hand side. Kicks it off to Miller, who puts it in. And that's an easy layup for Miller as the help from Arnold came to double Naheem Davidson. And so Sheridan back on the board. Extends the lead to 7. Redeemer breaking the press with a quick pass out to Gabe. Miller back to defend. Gabe kicks it out. Arnold's got it. Fazellaport looks underneath. We got a bit of a 2-3 zone look here for the Bruins. Davidson coming to put some pressure on the ball. Inside. Gets it inside to Narula. The high-low. Interior pass to Fazellaport, who's got the size advantage. But a nice steal there from Dyson Rose. Good defending. And I think we've got a kickball. Is that the call, Ty?
I believe it was out of bounds.
Okay.
What they're calling.
So either way, it'll stay down on this end with the Royals. They'll try and execute a sideline or baseline out of bounds. And so Thackeray checks back in. He'll replace Cole Arnold. The inbound from Barbosa will be reversed by Narula. Back to Fazellapur. Fakes the pass. Goes aggressively to the right hand. No good. Can't get the layup too much on it. Sheridan trying to attack quickly. Here's Davidson. Barbosa gets back. And Sheridan will have to go in the half court. Kick out pass from Majoa. And that gets away from Dyson Rose. So another turnover tie. It doesn't look as though Sheridan's been all that productive in the half court.
No, Sheridan struggled. Our defense is coming in tough today. We knew that we had to be aggressive. Obviously, with that big loss in the first semester, we knew that our defense was not where it needed to be, and so we have a little bit more tenacity today than we did before, and it shows.
And the majority of the opportunities for Sheridan coming from the offensive glass and the turnovers, while Redeemer seems to be doing okay in terms of half-court possessions. Narula on the press break, and a foul's called on Dyson Rose, who tried to swipe at it from behind, and Narula holds onto the ball and draws the foul. It'll be the third team foul of the second quarter called on the Bruins. It'll be the first on Dyson Rose. 7 minutes, 9 seconds remain in quarter number 2. Redeemer shooting 7 of 25. Sheridan 8 of 28. 1 of 6 from beyond the arc for Sheridan. Redeemer still trying to find their mark. Here's a high-low look. Narula trying to find King Stewart. It's stolen by Rose. Comes in, sneaks away the pass. Davidson for 3 in transition. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Barbosa. Pulls it down strongly. And Sheridan's going to retreat quickly into the backcourt as Barbosa tries to attack in transition. Euro steps inside. Tries to give it to King Stewart. It might have been tipped. It's going to be a inbounds play from the baseline for Redeemer. And here comes Fazellapur back into the game. So he'll replace Narula. Some really solid minutes from the first year. As we mentioned, getting his first start for Redeemer this season. And Barbosa will inbound this one to Gabe on the safety. Swing pass to Thackeray, calling for the screen. Fazellapur gets it at the top of the key. Puts up a deep 2 and knocks it down. Fazellapur had his feet on the three-point line, but caught that in rhythm. And that's a shot that you're okay with Fazellapur taking. He had one earlier in the game from the baseline, and he's got 4 points. Here's the pass up top. That's Rose attacking across the direction of the swing. Davidson catching it in rhythm, but that shot is off the mark. The rebound, though, picked up by Rose. That's a tough rebound. It's the hardest rebound in the game is the air ball. And right there, Redeemer gets caught, and another points off of second chance points for Sheridan. And Fazellapur here is going to get called on the travel, which might have ultimately been to his advantage as Sheridan had a 2-on-0 the other way. And so Leo will check back in for Sheridan. He'll replace Naheem Davidson. We've seen Davidson try his luck from beyond the arc 3 times. He's 0 for 3 on the night, having started the game. Cloudon's also back in, and he'll pass it inside. That one gets away from his teammate, but it'll stay on this side of the floor with 10 seconds on the shot clock. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Sheridan leads by 7. Inbounds play here for Liu, and a nice screen and a look from the back corner. That's Terrell Dennis. He knocks down the triple, and a nice execution by Sheridan, and now a turnover. Cloudon pulls up for 2, and that's off the mark. Barbosa with the rebound. He has to be careful. Makes the pass while in the air to get it to Thackeray. Skips it across. Della Foresta attacking, and he will draw the foul. And I believe it's either going to be on Nathan Ajoa or on Shadari.
But we see now Sheridan get to 3 team fouls with just under 6 minutes to play, so some time for the Royals to keep attacking the rim and maybe get some bonus trips to the line.
And we talk about this every game, Jared. Redeemer is the most efficient team in the OCAA in terms of converting from the free throw line. And we see 2 for 2 there from Gabe Della Foresta. We'll point out the stats again. Redeemer shoots the highest percentage in the OCAA, 72%, which is higher than Conestoga, who comes in at second at 71. Certainly spot where Redeemer can be very productive. Of course, Parker Davis leads the OCAA in free throw percentages in that top 5. He's not available today, but a big reason as to why Redeemer as a team is very good. Meanwhile, here's another offensive board. Liu is going to pick it up. He'll kick it across the cloud, and with 10 on the shot clock, guarded by Fazellapur. Interior pass to Ajoa. Ajoa tries the deep 2 off the backboard, and I think this is going to be an offensive foul, and indeed, a push in the back called on Shadari, who's not too happy about it. But that, I believe, unless we missed the previous team foul going on the board, will be the 4th team foul, and there it is. So from here on out, 5:06 to go. Redeemer will be in the bonus, and Redeemer yet to still register a team foul. Ty, does that make you question the aggressiveness at all defensively, or is that just good clean defense by the Royals?
I think we're having good, clean defense, but I think at the same time, some of these box outs, you have to play a little bit aggressive. You know, there's no problem taking an early and aggressive foul on a hard box out, and I think I'd like to see more of that here.
For sure, especially when you're giving up as many offensive rebounds as the Royals have. Here's a 3 from the corner by Jerry, no good. Redeemer still yet to knock one down from three-point land. Clouden gets the rebound, carries it up forward for Sheridan, picks up his dribble. Fazellapur providing some pressure. Liu relieves him of it, and now he'll take a hard dribble inside against Thackeray. Might have dropped the shoulder there a little bit. Hard to tell. Either way, Liu knocks down another one, and he's up to 4 points on the game. Jason Aswomo back in for Redeemer as well. He'll flip it over top too far for Fazellapur. Looked like they were running a bit of a go route in football terms, and it was just too far. Fazellapur is missed. So a turnover on the press. Sheridan continuing to apply the pressure as we expected coming into this game. And Redeemer's up to 10 turnovers on the night. Here is Clouden guarding by Fazellapur. A hard cut there by Yakubu. Couldn't set his feet. And now Dennis calling for the screen. Kicks it across. Liu for 3 from the left-hand side. Short. And a nice rebound there by King Stewart. He's pulled to the ground by Ajoa. And it's going to send King Stewart to the free throw line. So the foul started to become a potential issue for Sheridan, as they're going to send Redeemer all the way down the length of the court. Ajoa came in aggressively, pulled King Stewart to the ground. I thought King Stewart got there cleanly.
And we've got 3 guys coming into the game for the Royals who can all definitely get to the line in Barbosa, Arnold, and I thought Narula was maybe checking in for a second. But still, with that bonus that the Royals have, some definite dynamic scorers for the Royals who can get to the line and make them pay, and we'll see if Caden King Stewart can start that off here.
King Stewart short on the first free throw. He comes into this game averaging above 50% on the year, contributing to a solid output for the Royals. He averages 14 minutes per game. And, of course, as Ty mentioned, going to be called upon to have a bit of a bigger role. And here's a drive the other way for Sheridan. Oh, that one almost went in. Cole Miller caught that at about 3/4 court and drove all the way in. And he'll draw the foul. It'll be the first foul of the quarter for the Royals, and a chance to extend this lead beyond 10. King Stewart checking out of the game, replaced by Narula, who's back in. So Cole Miller, a role player for this Sheridan team. He's played in every game thus far. Only 6 players can claim that, or 8 players, sorry, for Sheridan. Miller's a first-year forward, and he's 2 for 2. And now pressure being applied here. Off the dead ball, bucket made. Arnold getting the pass. An awkward spot to catch it. He tries to play that off of the Sheridan defender. And I believe he does so successfully. But that does inhibit now Barbosa. He's now not able to run the baseline on this inbounds. So this might make it a little bit more challenging for the Royals. Dennis guarding the ball, running a bit of a 1-2-1 diamond press. Narula comes all the way back down, plays it nicely. Here's Arnold on the give and go, attacking Clouden, gets him in the air, pivoting, gives it back out to Barbosa, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Arnold, a high post look. Narula on the upcut, can't knock down the 15-footer at the left elbow. And it was a nice look, he took it in stride. Redeemer still trailing by 12. Here's the reversal. And Sheridan going from right to left. It's Liu. He's got Miller. Oh, and look at that here. What do we got? Oh, my goodness. It looked like Jerry, I believe, was pushed into the ground, and that pushed him into the feet of Cole Miller, which sent Miller to the ground. It will be a foul on the floor called against Della Foresta, and he'll be replaced by his brother Gabe.
That's not something you want to see. Jeremiah dealing with concussion problems this year, and taking that to the head is something that could be detrimental.
Yeah. No, that's not something we knew about coming in, so thanks for pointing that out, Ty. Meanwhile, here comes Dennis. He dances onto the interior. The pass doesn't reach its destination to Yakubu. And so we talk about Yakubu, averages 18 points per game coming into this one. He's the leading scorer for the Bruins, and he's got 0 points on 0 for 3 shooting. So a good job by the Royals of limiting Sheridan's potential top option. But we all know this. Sheridan scores as a team. They attack off of turnovers. They attack the offensive glass. And so that'll be Redeemer's task moving forward. And we've got another turnover here, folks. That's Barbosa looking for Arnold. The eye contact was not made between those two. Looked like Arnold might have been going on a back door, and Barbosa didn't quite read that. So it goes behind Arnold. Another turnover here. Here's Clouden, guarded by Narula. Hands it off. Liu back to Clouden on the right-hand side. Gets the right block. Tries to bully his way inside. The shot off the backboard with the right hand is good. So Clouden with another bucket. He's up to 11 points on the game. And Redeemer has to be careful now. They might have a 2-on-1. Here comes Narula, and a nice move by Narula. Aggressive strides by Narula to get it off the inbounds pass and cut all the way from half court and finishes strong. So Narula up to 6 points on the game. That's tied for the most with Fazelapur. Royals trail by 12, 2:45 to go, second quarter. Elijah Ona into the game to guard the ball. That's Dennis carrying it up. High post touch for Clouden. Surveys his options. Narula playing him honest at the high post. Three-pointer from Miller's off the mark. Rebounded by Arnold. A good strong box out. Arnold trying to break out in transition. And he picks up his dribble, guarded by Liu. He skips it back up. Ona's there, trying to penetrate on the outside. Gets inside the floater. No foul on the block charge. And Ona gets his own rebound now. 12 seconds to shoot. Fazelapur on the inside finds Narula, who puts it in. And what a play from Jack Narula with the seal, the catch, and the strong finish on the right-hand side. Fazelapur with the assist. And Narula's up to 8 points in the game. Chance to go to the line for one more. And Ty, that's such a great seal, I think, there from Narula. Able to read the play well. Fazelapur sees him open. And Fazelapur, he doesn't pass it directly to his body. He puts it to where Narula was able to step into it and get the layup.
Of course, smart play by Fazelapur. Really knowledgeable. Obviously, being a seasoned veteran for our team, knows the game well.
And that time coming up with the assist, which was not a stat category he was particularly evident on in the game against Conestoga, but nevertheless, something he's very capable of doing. Meanwhile, the other way goes Sheridan. They'll answer right back. So under 2 to go. Narula has to keep control of it, and that's a turnover. No, wait a second. Ona's got it, and Ona puts it in. Clouden called on the foul. That one might have bounced off of 3 different players before Elijah Ona was able to catch it in stride, and Ona's got himself a chance for a 3-point play. And for Travis Clouden, it's going to be his second foul. So a massive turn of events here. Redeemers cut the lead to single digits with under 2 minutes to go. Ona's going to go to the line to shoot one. And Jack knows, I think, right there. You see him. He looks a little bit frustrated at himself that he wasn't able to control that ball. Shouldn't have put it on the ground if he didn't need to. Here's Fazelapur on the offensive glass. The missed free throw turns into 2 more points. And Redeemers down to within 7. Minute 52. Here comes Liu the other way. Narula with good gap defense. Ona gets back to recover. Here's a 3 from the corner. Oh, no, my goodness. That's going to be a 3-point foul coming up. Perhaps a little bit of frustration. Yakubu, I thought there might have been some embellishment there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but either way, that is a tough call for Redeemer. Armin taking his 3rd foul of the game. And that will be a hit.
Yeah, And Fazalapur will check out now with 1:44 to go. Yakubu still without a point in this one. That shot coming potentially a little bit out of rhythm from the corner. He's the leading scorer for the Sheridan team, but we mentioned he doesn't yet have a point. So he'll have 3 shots. He's no good on the first. Yakubu, the third-year forward, and finally he does have himself on the board there. So an 8-point advantage, chance to go one more. A big rebound coming up in the event that he doesn't hit it. King Stewart is in the game to replace Fazalapur. He's off, and that's not going to count. Yakubu entered the key before the ball hit the rim, right? So that's not going to be a valid rebound for Yakubu. So Yakubu goes 1 for 3, his first trip to the line, and it looks like they're going to lay off the press here. An interesting decision to force Redeemer into a half-court set. And they'll play, it looks like it's going to be a high-pressure 2-3 zone. Arnold gives it to Ona. High post Narula. A nice kick. Gabe for 3. And he can't get it. Look good from here. And it's rebounded by Dennis. And Dennis now, 1.5 minutes to go. Potentially 3 more possessions for Sheridan. Gets inside, attacking strong. And Narula is there. But, oh, Elijah Ona stepped out of bounds. Wait, I'm not sure here. We'll see. It might have been a Sheridan player who's out of bounds. My mistake from up here. Hard to tell. So Redeemer, 1:18. A bit of conversation occurring between head coach here on Sheridan's end. So an 8-point deficit. Redeemer trails, 1:18 to go. And I believe we're going to see Sheridan setting up in this press again. So it might be a 1-3-1 press. Cole Miller at the back. It's going to be 25 Dennis up front. And it looks like it's going to drop back into a 2-3. So here's a skip pass across. Oh, that's a great tip and steal. Sheridan going the other way. King Stewart back to defend. And he'll commit the foul. As Dyson Rose was coming down with a head of steam. So Rose will go to the line. Rose with just 2 points in this game. Chance to bring this game back to a double-digit spread with 1:04 to go in the half.
And it becomes difficult with those fouls because it might be a foul that Ty had mentioned, maybe wanting to be a little bit aggressive here or there, especially on a fast break, not wanting to give up a bucket, but also King Stewart being one of the Royals' bigs today and then wanting to keep themselves out of foul trouble. It's kind of a line you have to walk in terms of fouling to give up points, but also making sure that you're keeping your players in good foul standing.
Sheridan just above 50% on the day from free throw line. That's a bad turnover from Ona. That pass was fading away and tried to find King Stewart to no avail. Sheridan the other way. Dennis with the ball. 2-for-1 opportunity for Sheridan as this quarter comes to an end. Swing pass. Leo on the right-hand side, guarded by Ona. Thought about it. Dribbles back to his left. Kicks it across. Rose attacking to the right. And a steal here. This is Ona. He's got a 2-on-1 with King Stewart. He'll go up for 2 himself. No good. The putback is there. And King Stewart puts it in. And so Redeemer down to within 7. 1 second differential between the game and shot clock. A quick trip the other way goes Dennis. No good. Ty beside me encouraging the Royals to slow down. Arnold's going to dribble it into the corner, and he'll kick it across. Ona's got a good look at a 3. Oh, and he shuffled his feet. And that will give the ball back to the the Bruins. And a tough turnover for the Royals with just 10 seconds to go. Ona found himself almost too wide open and just couldn't get his feet set. And it's indeed a turnover. So a tough break. Some encouragement there on that side of the bench for as Ona comes off. He's had a great first half for the Royals in this one with 6 points and a rebound. So 5 seconds here. Here is Dennis. He'll come off the screen. A deep 3 from Yakubu, and it's no good. Off the left side of the rim. And gentlemen, we've got ourselves a defensive showdown at the half. It's Redeemer Royals 30, Sheridan Bruins 37. The points at the halftime. Travis Clouden leads all scorers with 11, while for Redeemer, it's the first year Jack Narula getting his first start in Redeemer white and red with 9 points. Shots in the game, Redeemer shooting 13 of 37 from the field, where Sheridan has 13 of 45. And just to point out some of our key stats, the turnovers are equal, 14 apiece, while it's the rebounding where the disparity really shows. Sheridan with a 31-15 advantage on the glass, which has certainly contributed to a little bit more of that point spread. Ty, any thoughts on what you saw from Redeemer in the first half? Obviously, a better performance than we saw last time. Sheridan almost not even getting half of the amount of points they had in that meeting back in November.
Yeah, most definitely. Great start for the Royals today. I think defensively we were really coming out with some tenacity. I think the difference that we're gonna have to make in the second half is our rebounding and just staying disciplined in our fouls. Obviously, our bigs, we can't afford for them to get into any more foul trouble than they already are in. So we need them to stay aggressive but stay clean and really focus on those box outs, as Sheridan is just all over the glass today.
Yeah, and to prove that point, Tosin Shadari, no points, the starting big, number 33, but he has 10 rebounds. And, you got to think a majority of those have come on the offensive side. What's it take like that to slow a guy like that down when he's already been so successful in the first half?
Yeah, it really takes a lot of physicality. You need to put a body on a guy early. A lot of bigs in this league, they don't like to play physical, and I think if you get a hand in the chest and sit down on the body, it really throws them off their game. So we're going to be looking at people like Armin and Jack to really be physical and make the difference here.
All right, and as halftime proceeds here, we got a little bit of halftime action going. It was a snowy week here in Ancaster across Southern Ontario. Any interruption to practice this week at all?
Yeah, we missed practice on Thursday night due to the snow, but we're able to get some gym time Friday evening. So we came into this game, I believe, prepared, knowing what we needed to do and knowing where Sheridan's strengths were, and now it's just time to execute.
And as we mentioned, Redeemer not able to register a three-pointer in that first half. They shot 0 of 8. Not as if they were like blasting threes, but you'd still need to see some of those land to get back into this game and make a run down the stretch.
Most definitely. We have some solid three-point shooters in this program. Obviously, the Della Foresta twins, excellent shooters. Tomas Barbosa, even Armin Fazelepour. We have the keys to start shooting that three ball well. It's just a matter of putting the ball in the hoop, and I'm hoping to see that in the second half.
And I'd also probably put out there, I think Redeemer's done a good job of attacking the press and making those opportunities for what they are. And if Sheridan's going to press you, right, if they're going to send such aggressive pressure forward, the best bet is to just make that backfire when you can, and I think they've done a good job. It's not necessarily conducive to a lot of three-point shots, but I think to your point, Ty, I think we can expect Jerry and Gabe to start to light it up in the second half.
Although Jeremiah exiting the game and maybe under some concussion head injury protocol watch, so we'll see whether he gets reintroduced in the second half. But as for us in the first half, that was a great time. We got a close game. We'll take about a 12-minute break for the rest of halftime.
And so we thank you once again for joining us for half number 2 here at Redeemer. Redeemer versus Sheridan. The halftime score, Redeemer 30, Sheridan 37. The second half of the second game of our doubleheader here at the Redeemer Gymnasium tonight. A good crowd on hand despite the snowy weather as we get set to go. So Redeemer having a relatively balanced first quarter scoring. The offensive rebounds continuing to cause some problems that Sheridan was able to produce. But a low-scoring game. Just a single injury update from the Redeemer side of things. Jeremiah Della Foresta, who took that hit earlier in the game, will be out for the remainder of this one. So we will not see Della Foresta, that's number 13, for Redeemer, at least until the end of this game. So we're back underway here. Thackeray back into the game for Redeemer. He'll take a 3 to start the half. No good. Battle for the rebound. Gabe comes in to grab it, but it's taken away there by Davidson. And Sheridan coming up with a stop on the first possession. And it's going to be Yakubu on the first look for Sheridan there, who just had the single point in the half, unable to knock it down. And here's a swing across the court. Clouden enters it inside. And Yakubu swings it. It goes across. Davidson with the floater with the right hand is good. And so Sheridan opens the scoring in half number 2. Will Dykes with Jared Meyer joining you here on the YouTube live stream. We thank you, as always, for joining us once again. Redeemer did a decent job of breaking that press in the first half. Some turnovers still caused, of course, by it, but relatively comfortable in doing so. Here is Barbosa now in the half-court possession. 10 on the shot clock. Entry pass from Della Foresta into Jack Narula. Narula with a nice pump fake. Fades and puts it in with the jumper. And Jack Narula, who led the Royals in scoring in the first half with 9. He's got 2 points here to start things off. 7-point game. A minute 15 gone by. And here's Travis Clouden, the leading scorer for Sheridan from that half. Reversal pass across to Dennis. Dennis will try to go one-on-one against Thackeray. Tough shot. It's short. Rebounded. Battle for the rebound. Gives it up to Fazellapur. Gets past Clouden. Fazellapur trying to drive with the right hand. Gets underneath. He gives it off, and Della Foresta comes up with it. Barbosa now, and wow, that's going to be a foul called on Terrell Dennis as he tried to make the steal, but ended up just grabbing the hand of Barbosa, pulling him to the ground instead. Very aggressive looking foul. It'll be the first of the quarter. And it will be the first of the game on Terrell Dennis. So 10 on the shot clock now. Gabe in the corner. Thought about the 3. Slips on the floor. Gives it up to Barbosa for 3. That one no good off the top. And it's rebounded there by Shadare. And the kick all the way down the court. Got lost underneath was Davidson. Now a give up. And that one flirts with the rim for a second before falling off. And now it'll be Dennis up top. Stepping through a couple defenders. Puts it up over top to Davidson. Kicks it inside. 5 on the shot clock. They got to kick it out. Here's Clouden. Thought about the 3 and now drives to the rim. No good. Fazellapur with the rebound. The shot clock expiring. Redeemer with bodies forward. 3-on-2. Fazellapur drives and puts up a 2. Blocked from behind. And Sheridan coming up with it. And they'll try go in transition. Here comes Dennis down the floor. Puts up an awkward left hand layup and it goes. And it'll be an and one opportunity as the foul is called. The basket will count, and it'll be Jack Narula called on the foul. And a nice play there from Terrell Dennis to take it the length of the court. He's got 8 points in the game, a chance for one more. And Dennis, who started this game, had 6 points in the first half. And a chance to extend this Sheridan lead back up to double digits. And the free throw rolls and gets the shooter's bounce. So the high pressure defense of Sheridan showing its presence for the first time in this half. The diamond and 1 with Shadari at the back. Redeemer gets it to Fazellapur. 2-on-1 chance. Della Foresta across to Barbosa. Steps into a 3 with the left hand dribble and it's good. And there's the first 3-point basket of the game for the Royals, and it's Tomas Barbosa lighting it up from deep. And a nice transition look. Barbosa steps into it in rhythm. Cuts the lead to 7. Here's a 3 from the top. That one is off the mark from Yakubu. And 3 minutes gone by in the quarter. Here's Fazellapur taking it over half. Gives it up to Barbosa, working on Davidson. Against his zone press, here's Fazellapur, steps into a jumper from 15 feet out, too strong. And Clouden is going to get called here on a... Oh, wow, it's going to actually be a foul on Della Foresta. So, indeed, Della Foresta stepped into it. He was the one that hit the deck. Looked like he was trying to draw the offensive foul, and he's pleading with the official down there underneath the Sheridan basket. So it'll be a foul on Della Foresta. And here's the inbounds pass to Liu, who is dribbling up against Oswomo. 3.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Here's Yakubu back up to Liu. And we've got ourselves a loose ball foul. It's going to stay on this side. It's going to be called on... I'm not sure exactly who it's called on here. But either way, it'll be a sideline out of bounds. Here's Clouden. Entry pass to him, guarded by Fazellapur. He'll try to go one-on-one, try to back down Fazellapur. Narula coming in to help. Top of the key jumper from Shadari. That's nowhere near. And now Oswomo has to swoop in to grab the board. He'll try push it up. Bad pass in transition. Nobody there. Sheridan has some bodies forward. Oswomo commits the foul. It's a very wise foul, as it would have been a 2-on-1 the other way. Not in a position to call a clear path foul, as Fazellapur was still behind the play, but that might be the discussion that we're seeing across the courtyard.
Yeah, and again, I think maybe third time in a row we're pointing out that a team already has 3 fouls with still more than 6 minutes to play in the quarter.
Oh, wow, and this is going to be an unsporting foul called on Oswomo. So it's deemed that it was not... It was objectionable conduct, essentially, when you see the official make that motion above his head with his hand grasping his wrist. So this will be 2 points, or 2 shots, sorry, for Edward Liu, and then Sheridan will have routine possession.
Yeah, in those situations, you might have to make it look a bit more like you're going for the steal, going for the ball, and seem as though you're making a play on the basketball to, avoid this exact thing from happening, because you want to foul to give up the bucket, and then you just give up a couple of free throws. So
in a normal situation, if there's no defending player behind, that would normally go as a clear path, which would essentially be the same result. But in that case, it's an unsporting foul in place of that. So here is Bilaron. He's controlling the ball here, guarded by Ona. Swing of the ball towards Yakubu, going up against King Stewart. Tough fading jumper, too strong, rebounded by Clouden. Back to Yakubu. He'll take his time under the basket and puts it in. So Yakubu, his first field goal of the game for Sheridan's leading scorer, pushes the Sheridan lead to 11. And now Redeemer will deal with this pressure once again. Extra pass back to Oswomo. Oswomo sending it across to Ona, who's got it. Chance to attack the press now. Skips it into the corner. Della Foresta puts up a 3. It goes, but it's going to be an offensive foul on the pass taken by Travis Clouden. A savvy defensive play, as Ona was not able to stop in time, and it's an offensive charge against the first-year point guard. So a tough break for the Royals. They break the press effectively, but give up a turnover nonetheless on the offensive foul. That's a nice play by number 42 in black.
And now effectively the next foul that the Royals commit will put Sheridan in the bonus for a large portion of this third quarter.
Indeed. So here's a 3 in transition. Liu, short, rebounded by Barbosa. Barbosa looking forward, sees Fazellapur ahead, gets it to him. Fazellapur thought about a 3, gives it up. Nice swing of the basketball here by Redeemer. Barbosa at the top of the key, gives it up. Ona into the corner. Fazellapur drives on Clouden, gets inside, steps into it, can't get it over the rim, and it'll be given up. Sheridan will have numbers forward. This is Bilaron attacking with the inside finish. No good. Rebounded by Oswomo. And Barbosa has to get his feet in bounds, which he does, but extra pressure being applied now for the Bruins, and it's going to be a jump ball called. Thought it might have been a travel, but Sheridan will get possession either way. The arrow is in their favor. So 5 minutes gone by. Sheridan has extended the lead by 4 points as they lead this one 46-35. 5:09 to go in the third quarter here in Ancaster. Sheridan comes into this game 6-4 on the year. Redeemer 2-9 following their loss to Conestoga on Wednesday. Sheridan, they were able to narrowly defeat the Fanshawe Falcons last Sunday. And here's an entry pass. The three's no good from Makubu, and it'll be the Royals taking it the other way. Here's the drive by Ona trying to scoop underneath. He draws the foul. And so it'll be Ona going to the line as he made the drive on the left-hand side. And we'll see Ona at the line for Redeemer. Barbosa will inbound here for Redeemer. I stand corrected on my previous statement about Sheridan. It was a 70-66 loss to the Fanshawe Falcons in London on Sunday the 11th, just 6 days ago. So both teams coming in off of defeats. Sheridan looking to get back into the win column and sweep the season series against Redeemer. Inbound here coming from Fazellapur. Clouden pressuring the ball. It goes off of the foot of Clouden, so we'll do it again. 4:41 to go in quarter number 3. The pass underneath gets it to King Stewart, but it goes off the foot of Liu, who came in trying to make the steal. Redeemer now with another chance to run a set piece out of bounds. They'll switch inbounders. Barbosa will come in. Fazellapur will seal Clouden on that low block. Barbosa can't find somebody, puts it in, and it's a turnover. And Fazellapur gets it right back, though. Skip to the corner, 2 guys there. King Stewart for 3, nowhere close. And him and Barbosa were both standing there. And King Stewart just happened to be standing in front. So an empty possession for the Royals. Sheridan trying to extend the lead beyond 11. This is their largest lead of the game. Here's a drive. Kick back out. Leo reversing it. Clouden guarded by Ona. 5 to shoot. Clouden trying to drive on Ona. The shot over top of the first-year defender is good. And a tough finish on the crossover and pull-up jumper. Travis Clouden's got 13. And here's Ona skipping across. So Suomo gets it into King Stewart. King Stewart tries to hold on to the basketball. And, he gets bailed out in the foul here, Jared.
Yeah, he found himself in a tough spot with no dribble, surrounded by a bunch of defenders. And Sheridan chooses to give up the foul with his breath of fresh air for the Royals as the lead is ballooned to 13 now. The Royals starting off the first quarter with a lead, and it's been Sheridan all the way since. The Royals haven't had a massive run of their own, I would say, maybe at the start of the second quarter. But, yeah, another baseline out of bounds, which we saw a couple of possessions ago. We'll look to see Barbosa get this one in bounds, and it's Armin has to save it in, and it's Sheridan the other way.
That's going to be charge, and that's the Suomo picking it up. Or Ona, I take it back. Ona was the one on the ground as that skip pass came across the face of the defense, and Ona got his feet there in time outside the charge circle. Timeout called by Redeemer. To your point, Jared, Redeemer has struggled a little bit to get the offense going in this third quarter. Just 5 points to speak of, including that 3 from Barbosa earlier in the game. They're still shooting 33% from the field, which is higher than Sheridan's 27% mark, but it's the quantity of field goals made and attempted that Sheridan's been able to stretch the advantage. 38 rebounds to Redeemer's 23, 15 of those being offensive boards that are really moving the needle right now for the Bruins.
This time we'd like to thank Wes Schilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of Royals varsity final score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity, and trust Wes Schilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics.
So Travis Clouden having another solid game here today. He's got 11 points, 11 rebounds on the year. He averages 15 points per game. but his ability to control this game really from that interior position has been a huge spark plug for the Bruins. He averages 8.8 rebounds per game, so he's exceeded that figure on the night. Ona to take this to start. A lot of high-pressure defense underneath. Narula's open. He's got Suomo in support. He'll penetrate the defense, skip pass. There's Barbosa for three in the corner. No good. Rebounded by the Bruins, and Rose will carry it up himself. Back out to Liu. 3.5 minutes to go. Clouden thought about the three, still being guarded there by a Suomo. Full reversal. Narula guarding Liu in the corner. Kick out pass. Thought about it. No, not taken. And the jumper moving to his left by Bilaron's no good. A solid rebound there by Narula. It will be tied up, so we'll see a held ball called. Possession arrow in favor of Redeemer. So a lineup decision here. Fazalapur and Narula back in the game. Both of them started. Barbosa, Ona, and a Suomo in as well. And a dangerous pass by Narula. It's going to be a turnover as he tried to skip it and sold it the whole way. So here come the Bruins. This is Bilaron, guarded by Ona. Drives to his right, stopped. Gives it up to Liu. A full reversal, Clouden across the court. Back up top to Liu. And now Clouden with the post up on Narula. Help coming from Barbosa. Skips it back out. Shot clock running down to 3. Here's a three-pointer from Rose. No good. The rebound is out of bounds. Ona let it bounce out. So Redeemer will have possession. A good half-court possession run there by the Royals. The Bruins unable to find a good look. Clouden was their best option on the post-up. So in case you're just joining us for the second half, Jeremiah Della Foresta took a hit to the head earlier in the second quarter, and he is ruled out for the rest of this game. His brother Gabe is just checked back in for the first time this half. Cole Arnold struggling to control the ball here, and he's going to commit a foul on Elgin Bilaron there after giving up possession. So that will send Bilaron to the free throw line. As Jared mentioned, both teams in the bonus for the remaining 2:24 of quarter number 3. Thackeray will replace Cole Arnold following that turnover. Bilaron with 4 points in the game. We've seen some good minutes from him as well. He's hit a couple of nice shots. And Bilaron averages just over 5 points, so he's got 6 in the game. And Sheridan has extended the lead to 15. And Thackeray will carry it up here. A 1-3-1 zone look for the Bruins. Fazelapor's got it, guarded by Clouden as that part of the zone. He'll fade away on the right-hand side, too much on it. Doesn't catch the rim. Clouden gets the rebound. He'll kick it up. Sheridan trying to attack in transition. Thackeray cuts off the ball. 2 defenders going to guard the shooter in the corner. Clouden came in. Fazalapur was there in the area. It goes off a Clouden. It'll be Redeemer basketball. So here is a Suomo in the backcourt with Thackeray. Chucks it across to Della Foresta. Too much on it. A Suomo has to come for it. It's taken up by Sheridan. Bilaron aggressively to the rim. Della Foresta pulls down the board. And it'll be a foul on the Bruins, as Della Foresta has his feet taken out from under him. And he will go to the line for 2. I think that might be a clean play. Some shouts from the crowd that it might have been a dirty play on the foul, but regardless of the intent, it will send Della Foresta to the line. Della Foresta averaging 8 points per game, his 4th season with Redeemer. He is an excellent free throw shooter, shoots it at well above 80% on the year. And this season he's put up a 22 minutes per game under Coach Hopkins. And he's been a real staple of this Redeemer team for the past 4 seasons. And we're going to see a little bit of pressure now being applied from Redeemer. A Suomo, Thackeray, Della Foresta make up the front 3 with Fazalapur in the middle. Looks like Jack Narula's taken up the back. So it could be a 1-2-1-1 look. A Suomo guarding the ball. That gets past Thackeray. A pull-up jumper by Billeron. A tough look. That one is off the mark. Fazelapour lets it go out of bounds. Rose couldn't keep it in. It'll be Redeemer basketball here. Barbosa checking in for Thackeray. Redeemer down 13, 1:36 to go in quarter number 3. And it looks like Sheridan's going to stay in this 1-3-1 press. The traps are coming. There's Fazelapour on the interior in good patience from the Redeemer forward to get the 2 to fall. Redeemer down to within 11. Under a minute and a half to go. And Redeemer's bringing out a bit of a 3-2 zone look here, and a nice jumper from Travis Clouden, who gets into that soft spot and knocks it down. A 15-footer to extend the lead back to 13. Oswamo, extra pass from Della Foresta to Barbosa. Right back to Della Foresta, wide open for 3, no good. You're not going to get much more open than that. Della Foresta not able to hit it. Here's Billeron, will pull up again for 2. That one rims out, rebounded by Rose. Tipped in the air, Della Foresta got a hand on it, so we'll stay here. We'll see a switch in personnel for Sheridan with under a minute to go. And that's inbounded, taken away by Fazelapour. 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Narula. Will go up against Khan. No good. Fazelapour the board. He will put it up again. And this time, we got a goaltending violation called, I believe. So Khan touched the basketball as it was on its way down. So the 2 points will be credited to the Royals. And Fazelapour will get credit for it. He's standing at the line thinking he might have 2 shots coming, but he's actually already got those 2 points without the ball even going through the hoop. So 34 seconds to play. Thackeray seems to be spearheading this Redeemer press. Barbosa in support as well. Sheridan has Terrell Dennison to receive the inbounds. Liu is back there as well, guarded by Barbosa. 2-for-1 chance if Sheridan can get up a quick shot. Doesn't look like that for now. Clouden back out to Rose. Kick out pass to Liu, who came all the way across the court. Looking to get it back to Dennis, guarded by Thackeray. 8 to shoot, gets inside, puts it up with the right hand, and that one rolls in. A tough finish from Terrell Dennis over Thackeray. Redeemer can now hold for the last shot, 10 seconds. No shot clock. Thackeray skips it. Della Foresta right back to Narula. Pump fake, gets inside, can't get it to go, but we've got a foul. Narula will shoot 2 more. Dennis trying to make the argument that he was straight up, but the body was moving. And Dennis is going to be called for the foul. Narula's had an excellent game, his first game as a starter with this Redeemer team. And in case you weren't with us for the first half and weren't able to hear about Jack Narula, he was the last addition to this Royals roster preseason back in September. And here he is starting his first game in the Royals uniform, and he misses the second free throw, and that's a bad foul on Tomas Barbosa. Clouden goes down. It'll send Clouden to the line with 2.6 seconds to go from one side of the court to the other. A tough break for Redeemer, and Barbosa, if you're Barbosa, you just can't take that foul. You just can't do it. So here is Travis Clouden trying to put a little bit more into this lead before the quarter comes to a close. And 2 for 2 for Clouden. 3 seconds or 2.6 seconds. We'll see if Thackeray tries to throw one the length of the court. Here's the baseball pass. He has Fazelapour back there. But that'll be collected by Clouden to bring an end to the quarter. So the end of the third quarter, Sheridan able to add to their lead, came in up by 7. They now lead by 14. The score after 3. Redeemer 42, Sheridan Bruins 56.
As we enjoy tonight's game, we want to take a moment to highlight an important initiative coming up this Wednesday, Bell Let's Talk Day. At Redeemer University, we believe every student and every student-athlete is created in the image of God and worthy of care, compassion, and support. Bell Let's Talk Day is a national movement dedicated to raising awareness and breaking the stigma surrounding mental health. Every post, text, and interaction that uses hashtag Bell Let's Talk helps drive funding and strengthens the national conversation. We encourage our Redeemer community, students, families, alumni, and supporters watching tonight to check in on someone, listen deeply, and take a step towards supporting mental well-being. Mental health matters, and together we can make a difference. In addition, we'd like to remind you that tonight's Redeemer Royals basketball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. If you are interested, visit finnpools.ca, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you, as always, to Finn Pools for supporting our Redeemer Royals athletics.
So 10 more minutes to go. 3 quarters gone by. Redeemer trails by 14 points. This Redeemer team in years past has had no shortage of exciting matchups against Sheridan, including late comebacks and potentially opportunity to be in for another one here. Redeemer's got to make a couple of adjustments, though, and maybe get hot to crack into this lead. Across the OCAA, there's 3 other games happening in the OCAA West. Niagara taking on Lambton. Lambton currently leads by 10 points in the first quarter. Humber leads by 6 against Conestoga, and St. Clair against Mohawk in a huge showdown over in Windsor. So here we are, third quarter underway. It's a 3-point shot attempt there from Dennis, no good. Rebounded by Narula, and he had to pass it to Fazellapur, who didn't see him. Clouden driving on him, and a strong finish by Travis Clouden to start things off in the fourth quarter. A turnover leading to points. And Clouden's got himself another 2 points on that bucket. And Gabe Delaforest is going to turn the ball over now, and not a great start to the fourth quarter, where things definitely got to be as clean as they've been all night. Sheridan hasn't really been able to run away with things with their press, but Redeemer's going to have to turn to some either really strong defense or some excellent offense to do so. And here's Fazellapur on a turnover. Numbers forward. Fazellapur. Dennis in defense. There's Narula getting to the rim. He couldn't get it to fall. Sheridan the other way now. Dennis thought about it, gives it up. Clouden is going to step into a 3. His foot looked like it might have been on the line. Either way, it's off the mark. Barbosa picks it up. He drives, and a foul is called on the dribble. That'll be on Dyson Rose. And it's a super important game across the OCAA for Redeemer, with Niagara and Lambton, as we mentioned, facing off over in Sarnia. Those two teams both sit at 4-7, one spot above Redeemer at 2-9 in the standings. So Redeemer's going to need to pick up some wins, as well as have some help to ensure there's a team that they can surpass in that 8th spot or even 7th spot in the standings down the stretch here. Barbosa is going to get charged on the offensive foul, so it will be another turnover charge to Redeemer. Thackeray is looking like he might be applying some pressure. It's just the one man. A minute 19 gone by in the quarter. A bit of a delay on the inbound here. We're not quite sure. But either way, Edward Lee has got it now. And he's guarded by Barbosa. Crossing over Thackeray in gap defense. A switch with him and Barbosa. And that's going backwards towards Dyson Rose, who couldn't collect it. So it'll be a over and back, out of bounds turnover. Redeemer down 16. 8:30 to go. Barbosa on the court with Gabe Delaforest and Jackson Thackeray, the guards, and then Fazellapur and Narula in the front court. It's the same lineup, I believe, that started the game. Here's Delaforest, still yet to knock a shot down from 3 in this game. A nice take inside from the high post as Fazellapur goes up against Kong and puts it in for 2. So now Redeemer back to 14. There's a dish to Liu, guarded by De La Foresta. Screen coming from Clouden. Liu towards his right, picks up his dribble, kicks it to Rose. Rose gets by Barbosa. Euro steps into the lane and puts it in. A nice touch there for Rose. And the lead is back to 16. And Fazellapur in the high post. This time, Kang gets a hand on it. It's going to be a pull-up triple. Rattles out. Dyson Rose was feeling it there after his bucket on the last possession. And here comes Redeemer. Thackeray is going to get a look in the corner for three, and he knocks it down. Jackson Thackeray. And Fazellapur's asking for a sub. He gets the assist, a 13-point lead now. King Stewart's going to come in. Redeemer's going to need a little bit more of that to get back into this one. Just their second made three-pointer of the game. Coming from Thackeray there. Here's Liu driving against Barbosa, kicks it out. Extra pass to Dennis, guarded by Thackeray. Thackeray not letting him go back towards his right. And it'll be a foul called on the ground as Dennis picked up his dribble. Thackeray was there in defense, but the foul is going to go against him. And we're going to see three substitutions here. Asuomo and Ona coming in addition to King Stewart. Fazellapur, De La Foresta, and Barbosa check out. While for Sheridan, they also bring in three bodies. It'll be number 2, Naheem Davidson, Cole Miller, as well as number 33, Tosin Shadari. Baseline out of bounds. Miller will catch it. Spot up three, no good. Good box out by a few Royals. But it'll be a foul called on the rebound as Shadari was dragged to the ground. And that'll be called on Asuomo. And for Asuomo, it'll be his first foul of the game. The third team foul on Redeemer with 7:07 to go. In this game, Redeemer still down by 13, trying to claw back into this one. They're going to need some stops. Clouden kicks it into the corner. Liu back up to Miller. And now a full reversal of the court. Back to Clouden. And Clouden steps in, does well, and rolls it in off the backboard. A timeout is going to be called here, I believe. Oh, no, we're going to say play on. I take it back. But either way, Clouden's up to 19 points in this one. A really productive game for the fourth-year guy. And here's Elijah Ona getting inside. Kept his dribble. Thought it might have been a double dribble, but Ona keeps his attack going and puts it in for two. So Ona's got himself up to 8 points. Redeemer needing to turn on the defense now. They're down by 13. 6:18 to go. A spot up three from Leo's no good. Rebounded by Asuomo. It bounced right to him. Asuomo's got Ona to his left. He gives it to him. Double team coming from Liu. Back to Ona. High post touch for Narula. A double team coming there from Liu behind. And that'll be what forces the turnover as Asuomo couldn't get open. And Narula threw it out of bounds. And just like that, Jared, we got Armin back in the game. A short rest for him. You got to think that Coach Stephen Hopkins is going to expect him to be able to play out the remaining 6 minutes in spite of his heavy load that he's had to carry.
Yeah, and we saw Fazellapur get 30 minutes the other night, which may be, kind of the best that you'll get out of any player in the OCAA is 30 points a game. But he's sitting at 14 points a game right now, which is still a decent output. But they'll probably be looking to him for a few buckets here in this fourth quarter to make a run at things.
That's a nice box out by Jack Narula as Shadari had to reach over top, and he's going to get called for the foul there. Shadari still yet to register a point, Jared, but I mean, check out this stat line. He has 15 rebounds in the game in addition to 3 fouls.
Wow.
But yet to have his name on the score sheet. Not too often you'll see that score line, especially for a big. But I take it back, it was his 4th foul, actually. Here's De La Foresta, skip pass. Ona in stride, short on the 3. Caught by Shadari for another rebound right on cue. Sheridan still holding Redeemer to under 50 points. Redeemer sits middle of the pack in the OCAA in points scored. Redeemer having a decent defensive presence game here in terms of their average, but they can't seem to match it up on the other side. And we got a foul down here. Miller came up with the ball, and it's going to be called. And we'll see Miller go to the line here. 5:18 to go. 62-49. Sheridan leads the Redeemer Royals here on this Saturday afternoon. The 6-4 Bruins trying to get their 7th win of the season and chase down the top 3, Humber, Mohawk, and St. Clair, in this very competitive OCAA West. The draw of a home playoff game, certainly something that's going to motivate these guys. And when they saw Conestoga take down Redeemer earlier this week, Sheridan knows that they have a job to do today. And if they can hold on and keep Redeemer from getting a little bit hot on the offensive side, they should be in place. Redeemer needs to find some answers now and match it up with some stops defensively. This high 2-3 zone being applied. Fazellapur splits the defenders and gets to the rim for 2, finishing with the right hand, up to 16 points in the game for Fazellapur. And that's how to attack that 2-3 zone. Find that soft spot in the high post, and a great attacking forward like Fazellapur is the guy you want there. Here's Miller on the other end. Battle for the rebound. It's going to go to Liu. Skips it across. Davidson stepped out before he could shoot it. And so that'll be a turnover. Davidson had his heels on the line. Redeemer catches a break. Down by 11 now. 4:43 to go. Ona will let it bounce. And we'll see this 2-3 zone once again here. Fazellapur trying to position himself in the high post. Della Foresta will try to drive. Fazellapur will space out for 3, and that one's no good. Rebounded by Shadare. Fazellapur had yet to attempt a 3 in this game, and that one's off the mark. And another possession here for Sheridan. Redeemer, maybe some miscommunication defensively. Clouded, not guarded. He'll get inside the lane. The ball rolls around, goes, falls out. Foul called. So this one goes against the Bruins. And that'll be Cole Miller's 5th foul of the game. So that's the first disqualification that we'll see. If that's not his 4th. I believe it's his 4th. So Miller will have one more. He'll be off the floor regardless. We'll see this 2-3, 1-3-1 hybrid zone back to play. And Ona is going to attack it aggressively. And he will draw the foul. Elijah Ona, an aggressive game for him today. Chance to get to double digits with 2 free throws here. So Ona good on the first. Ona shoots about 1.5 free throws per game as per our stats, and he's above the 50% shooter. And we mentioned Redeemer being a good free throw shooting team percentage-wise in the league. And now we got a foul on the rebound before the jump ball can be called. I think the official here is going to override his partner to call... I want to say it's going to be Ona who's going to be called on it. So that is going to send Sheridan to the line, as both teams will now be in the bonus for the remainder of this game with 4:03 to go. And it's going to send Yakubu to the line. Yakubu's had a much less efficient game than is typical for him, as he's shooting 2 for 12 from the field. He's got 7 points in the game for a guy that's averaging 18 points per game on the year. And I think Yakubu's going to have another chance at this one. The first one was good, which will extend the lead to 11. And the second rattles out as well. So 1 for 2 from the line. Ona trying to set up the defense here. A high pressure 1-3-1 being shown. Jump pass to Narula. Fazellapur in the high post. Skip pass to Della Foresta. Gets to him. He will get inside and put it in for 2. No foul. Gabe gets up quickly. 9-point game here. Ona guarding the ball. And an aggressive play there from Della Foresta. And we got a turnover here, as Yakubu couldn't hold on to the basketball. King Stewart in support. Some frustration there from the Bruins' leading scorer. Redeemer trying to turn this into a bit of a run. King Stewart locates Ona, drives, a strong take inside, and he picks up the foul. So how about this game from Elijah Ona? He'll go to the line now for 2 more. A single-digit lead, 3:30 to go. Gabe Della Foresta with a nice bucket on the previous possession. It was his first field goal. And now Ona's got another chance to get to double digits on the night, and he's got it there. 8-point lead for Sheridan. Fazellapur stays in the game. And what do we got here? A whistle goes. Ona's going to have one more shot as a Sheridan player entered the key early before the release of the ball. And Ona does make it count. So a 7-point lead now. 3:30 to go. Sheridan with the ball. This is Liu, guarded by Narula. Redeemer showing a man-to-man defense now. Fazellapur guarding Clouden. Reversal here. Liu thought about the 3. Dishes it inside. Clouden cutting. Will fade away to his right. Shot is short. Rebound is here from Fazellapur. He secures it. Oh, and a bad turnover. That one's given away. But King Stewart does come up with it. He's got to get rid of it now. Ona dribbles it off of Liu. He's still got the ball. And now we've got a foul. Ona is struggling to get up here. He took a hard hit. It's going to be called on Clouden. It'll be a loose ball foul. Ona will go to the line if he's okay to shoot. And that was a back and forth affair. And finally, the foul is called. So Ona looks okay. He's getting up, holding his lower back there.
He just went 2 for 2 from the line a moment ago. But we'll see if this little shakeup has any effect on his shooting. But this would be huge, as it would bring the Royals within 5 points of Sheridan with 3 to go if he's able to convert both of these.
And if you're a Redeemer, this is what you want. You want to score points with the clock stopped, right? You don't want Sheridan to speed up the game any more than they need to. And that's a team that's going to be prone to do that. Ona good on the first, up to 12 points in the night. And he is 2 for 2. So a real solid, gutsy play there from the Royals freshman guard. And now he's guarding the ball on Billaron. And pressure being applied. Billaron still has it. Skip pass across. Here's a 3 from Rose. And that one's too strong. Rebound is taken by Redeemer. And Jared, we got another foul.
Yeah. A loose ball foul on the far side. Someone hit the deck. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but again, with Redeemer in the bonus and a foul, we're going to the other end for some free throws.
Chance to make it a 1-possession game. I believe it was Clouden called again. And for Sheridan, your leading scorer in some serious foul trouble. And the Redeemer crowd getting behind their team here. And it's right back into the hands of Elijah Ona, who has a chance to make it a 1-possession game. And that first free throw falls. Gets the shooter's bounce inside 3 minutes. Redeemer turning this one into a bit of a nervous finish. Short on the second free throw. Loose, corralled by Ajoa. Sheridan trying to slow things down. 2-possession lead. 4-point game. Clouden has it. Reverse pass across to Dennis. Here's Rose, who missed the 3-pointer earlier. Clouden has 4 fouls. Skips it across. Liu gets Fazellapur into the air. Back up top. Ajoa. High post touch, tries to get inside. Battle for the rebound, controlled by King Stewart. Fazellapur will give it to Narula, who's going to try to attack. And the Clouden comes in from behind to get the steal. Oh, a turnover for the Royals. And a battle for it. 3-on-2 the other way comes the Bruins. Here's Rose, attacking. Drops the shoulder. And it's going to be called a block. Tough break for the Royals as Ona tried to put himself in position to get the charge. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Jerry, but I agree with the call.
Yeah, I mean, Ona had a great stretch going 5 in a row from for the Royals, all from the free throw line. I mean, he did get himself in front of the ball, and the difference between, successfully getting that charge and committing a defensive foul can be very slim. Still good effort from Ona to be in the right spot, but it's unfortunate that he didn't quite get set enough.
And to me, it's a 50-50 play. If you're able to get yourself in that position, you really do need to be fully still and take that charge right to the chest. Unless, of course, the offensive player really drops the shoulder, which I don't think I saw there. And Rose will go to the line. He knocks down the first. So this would make it a 6-point game. 2:13 to go. Still lots of time for Redeemer. King Stewart still out there. Second free throw, no good. Narula will control the offense here. He's got 12 points in the game. Inside to Fazellapur, he will drive. Fazellapur's got 2 guys on him. He'll get inside. No call on Fazellapur, but Gabe's got the rebound. 10 to shoot. Fazellapur has it now. Skip toss to the corner. 3-point shot is short. And what do we got here? Wow, it's going to be a foul on Narula. And these loose ball fouls, Jared, are really starting to have an impact on this game. It's going both ways, but we're seeing the third time in the last minute, we've seen the ball go from one end of the court to the other as a result of a loose ball rebounding foul.
Yeah, and being in bonus both ways is really just going to slow this game down and make each foul even that much more impactful.
This is Clouden on the free throw. He makes a little bit of a gesture to the fans here at Redeemer as he has a chance to make this a 3-possession game, which would be critical at this point. Clouden's got 22 points, 4 fouls, 14 rebounds. So a really productive game for him. His second free throw is good. So a 7-point lead. Barbosa's back into the game for the Royals with Fazellapur behind. Gabe Della Foresta in that high post spot. Sheridan still content to play this zone look as they try and force Rima to take some time off the clock. Foul's called, and I think that's going to be on Rose, and it will send Redeemer to the line. This game really starting to come down the stretch. These free throws having so much impact. It's been a while since we've seen a regular field goal, as Redeemer can bring this one with Gabe Della Foresta back to within 5 points.
It's also been a while since we've seen Cole Arnold. I wonder about that tactical decision for Coach Hopkins.
And this group has been really good for them as King Stewart got his hands in there. Redeemer basketball. The second free throw missed. And indeed, we're seeing this unit that started a bit of a comeback here. Ona still in the game. Oh, I take it back. Ona's been replaced by Barbosa, but King Stewart is still in the game. Here's a play off the inbound. It's given to Della Foresta. Will drive, trying to get inside. Oh, he couldn't quite finish it. He slips. Minute 30 to go. Redeemer does not need to foul. Down by 6. Dennis taking it up. Chance to take some time off this clock. 1:24 in the game. Here is Dennis inside. Clouden was looking for the cut, and Fazellapur comes up with it. A 2-on-1. Liu behind Fazellapur. Back to Fazellapur from Barbosa. Can't finish. That will go out of bounds as it's caught by Yakubu, who was standing out of bounds when he caught it. So Redeemer catches a break. They're not able to convert in transition, but a solid defensive play. Minute 10 to go. Redeemer down by 6. A massive set piece here. Referee ensuring that the defender does not cross the plane.
But this is yet another baseline out of bounds where Redeemer has an opportunity to cut this to a 1-possession game. If they could hit a 3 on any one of these possessions, would totally transform this game. They haven't really been able to get it down to 1 possession yet. We'll see what they can do here.
Here's Fazellapur on the inbound, guarded by Clouden. Double team comes, dished inside. King Stewart can't control the ball. It's still loose. Held ball. It'll stay with Redeemer. And we've seen Redeemer struggle a little bit on those baseline out-of-bounds plays. That time they didn't have trouble getting it in, but once it got in, there was very little Armin could do with that. So 9 seconds to shoot. A minute 1 on the game clock. Della Foresta inbound. Tries to go underneath the King Stewart. Can't catch it. Oh, that's a tough break. And now Redeemer has to be careful because they are down 2 possessions. They absolutely must have a stop. And here's Liu. King Stewart getting his hand in there. Clouden has the ball. Swings it across. That's Dennis. Double team coming. Dennis stepped out of bounds. And so Redeemer does not need to foul. And instead, they will have possession. 45 seconds to go. Coach Hopkins calls timeout. And Sheridan just cannot put the Royals away here this afternoon.
Yeah, it feels like we've been staring at a 6-point lead for the Bruins for a while now. We're just waiting for either team to really make it unreachable for the other or for the Royals to come back into this, but we'll see what kind of play the Royals are able to run out of this timeout.
And so an interesting personnel decision for Coach Hopkins. as we come out of this timeout. You would think that Fazelapur would be one of the targets, but you've also got shooters. You've got Barbosa, you've got Gabe Della Foresta, of course, Jeremiah Della Foresta not available, as we mentioned. Even Cole Arnold, like you mentioned, Jared, might be a player that Redeemer would think about bringing into this game. With the attention being so focused on Fazelapur, it's a chance for those shooters to get open and get a rhythm shot, which would make a huge impact. You do not need to foul if you can get a bucket early in the shot clock, especially if it is a 3 when you think about the number of possessions left in this game. You've got at least 2 possessions left if you're Redeemer. Of course, a turnover or a missed shot would probably result in the need to foul, but it all depends on how much time you take off. So Redeemer electing not to advance the ball, an interesting decision. I'm not sure. So here's Barbosa. Fazelapur in the high post. Sheridan still in the 2-3 zone. 17 on the shot clock now. Barbosa with Armin. Setting the screen. Barbosa dribbles across with his left. He will step back for 3. Good! Tomas Barbosa knocks it down, and we got ourselves a 3-point game. What a shot from Barbosa. Just his second 3-pointer of the night. And Redeemer's within 1 possession. Timeout Sheridan. And what a finish we've got down the stretch.
The most timely of buckets from Tomas Barbosa. You thought maybe the possession was a bit stagnant. Spent a lot of time at the top of the three-point arc, and even just going left, step back, not necessarily a high percentage shot for most guys, but Barbosa able to make it happen. And now we have 32 seconds on the clock. Redeemer down 3. Sheridan gonna have the ball out of this timeout, and a stop is pivotal for the Royals.
Absolutely. And if I'm Coach Hopkins here, I'm gonna look at the percentage of for free throws right now, because it's an awkward spread. Game clock, shot clock, 6 seconds. Sheridan does need to put up a shot. They will not advance the ball, therefore keeping it at a 24-second shot clock violation, then decreasing it to 14. It doesn't look like we're going to see a foul here. So Barbosa's guarding the ball. Liu has it. Davidson in the game, passing it back and forth. Rose there as well. Cloud in the high post. A bucket here would be massive for the Bruins. Here it goes up top. Redeemer needs to bring some pressure. Shot clock at 8. Sheridan continuing to cycle the ball. Here's Davidson. Skips it across. And it's a steal. King Stewart has it. 8 seconds on the clock. King Stewart goes up for 2 and is fouled with 6.6 to go. He read that pass well. Tried to take it down the other way. And he will be fouled in the act of shooting. So 2 shots for Caden King Stewart following the steal. And if I'm Sheridan, I'm not too upset with that.
I was going to ask you, Will, do you like, I guess maybe just the fast break nature of that possession, do you like the go for 2, or do you, King Stewart probably wouldn't be the person to pull up for 3 himself, but do you look for a 3, or do you get 2 points on the board?
I think if you got free points, you got to take them. And right now, the clock is stopped. You can force Sheridan to use a timeout here. If you can make 1, you can foul the inbound. And that still makes it a 3-point game. So King Stewart for 2. It's a big free throw. Missed it. And that's taken. The foul's not given. And this clock might run out on the Royals. And Gabe's finally able to foul Liu at the end of that play with a minute or 1.4 seconds to go. Armin Fazelapur did not make enough contact on the rebound to warrant a foul call. And it looks as though Redeemer might be out of luck here, but still 1.4 seconds, enough to shoot and score. But this free throw here for Edward Liu might be what it takes to seal it. And the second free throw is good. Timeout called by Redeemer. 2-possession game. Edward Liu might have just put the seal on this one. And a tough break for the Royals. And again, I like that point you make, Jared, in that situation. It's not the NBA where you can call a timeout when you have possession of the ball, right? So King Stewart has to play that out. Pulling up for 3 with nobody in front of you seems a bit counterintuitive, but when you're down 3, it makes you think, and that might be the conversation piece after this game is done. You know, with that much time on the clock, I think it's still a valid play. Of course, maybe if you say, okay, with 2 seconds left, maybe not. But either way, tough break on that last possession. The foul not being called on the initial contact, because think about who caught that rebound. It was not one of Sheridan's best free throw shooters. The chances of a missed free throw much, much higher. Whereas you put Edward Liu at the line, you know, he's a solid free throw shooter in his own right, shoots above 50%. That's all you can ask for. And right there, knocks down 2 for 2, and that might just be enough for Sheridan to escape with the win here.
Yeah, 2-possession game with 1.4 on the clock. Not mathematically feasible, really, to get this game back, but
all that Sheridan has to do is just put their hands up and not foul. And so Narula will inbound the ball here. They're basically going to let Redeemer run whatever they want. No foul there. Fazelapor's shot is up, no good. So Sheridan sneaks out the win. And what a contrast from the last time these two teams played. Sheridan scoring half as many points almost as they did the first time. The final score here in Ancaster, Sheridan 68, Redeemer Royals 64. Redeemer will drop to 2-10 on the season with the loss today, whereas Sheridan picks up the win to move to 7-4.
A reminder that coming up this Wednesday is Bell Let's Talk Day. We encourage our Redeemer community, students, families, alumni, and supporters watching tonight to check in on someone, listen deeply, and take a step towards supporting mental well-being. But as for the scope of the Royals season, you said this, I don't think this moves them anywhere within the standings yet.
And it's an important game because I think Redeemer, this is a chance for them to sneak out a win that, while not against a team that they will be competing with for a playoff spot, will put pressure on the teams that they inevitably will. And those teams being particularly 2 teams that are playing right now, Lambton and Niagara, but also the Fanshawe Falcons, who Redeemer will get to face off against next week. And that game will be in London. It'll be an away game a week from today, the 24th, at 3 p.m. Eastern being the tip-off, whereas for Sheridan, their next game will be against St. Clair on Saturday, followed by a second half of back-to-back against Lambton the following day. So Sheridan, a chance to put some pressure on the teams above them, that being St. Clair, Mohawk, and of course the league leaders in Humber. For your Redeemer Royals, the next game back here at Redeemer will be the following Wednesday, January 28th, as they take on the Niagara Knights, depending on what happens. If Redeemer is able to pick up a win and Niagara falls in their next 2, that could be a massive pivotal game for the standings as we head down the stretch. And we hope that you have enjoyed the broadcast today. We certainly did. A nail-biter of a finish here at Redeemer, as they're not quite able to eke this one out. But, of course, the Redeemer Royals hockey team has a chance to split the doubleheader and get that second win for the Royals tonight as they take on Canisius. The puck drops, 6:30?
6:30.
6:30. And that'll be another home game for us. So for today, my friend Jared Meyer and I, we thank you very much for joining us on the live stream. We hope that you'll join us for our next live stream tonight at hockey. And then again, of course, 2 Wednesdays from today. So long for now.
Sweet.
Finished. How was that, fellas?
That was crazy.